Jake Paul, a social media sensation, has emerged triumphant over Mike Tyson, a boxing icon, in a thrilling bout that has left the sports world buzzing. This victory is a stunning upset that has left the sports world buzzing. The widely awaited fight took place on November 15, 2024, and Paul, who was 27 years old at the time, prevailed over Tyson, who was 58 years old, by decision. A collision of generations took place during the fight, which took place in a stadium that was filled to capacity. The youthful and brash Paul faced up against the experienced and formidable Tyson. In spite of the fact that he was the underdog, Paul succeeded in proving his critics wrong by demonstrating his remarkable abilities and dogged drive. Paul's quickness and agility allowed him to avoid Tyson's powerful blows and land many important strikes, despite the fact that
It's the boss, Rick Ross. Now listen, Jake Paul, this the problem you got on your hands. Mike Tyson slapped this at you last night, and I'm going to let you know why. The bout that he having fighting that gout in his toe. It's the biggest fight of his career. That boy may lose his toe to that gout in his toe. You stepped on that toe, that's why he slapped the shit out you, then he pointed down. Damn! Now listen, get the money. Get that money. I'm tuning in to Netflix tonight, but Mike gonna do his best to break your jaw and embarrass you. I'm letting you know now. Don't let them old like Tyson trick you now. You're fighting for your life. This ain't Nate Robinson.
Anticipated that Tyson, a previous heavyweight champion, would dominate the battle. Immediately after the bell sounded, which indicated that the match had come to a close, Paul was named the winner by decision, which caused shockwaves to spread throughout the boxing community. In addition to being a long-standing friend and supporter of Jake Paul, Rick Ross was there at the match and expressed his elation over Paul's triumph. Jake Paul is a beast. In an interview conducted after the bout, Ross exclaimed, "In addition to having the abilities necessary to pay the bills, he also possesses a lot of heart and grit. He had it in him the whole time, and I knew it." Through his victory, Paul has demonstrated to the boxing community that he is a formidable opponent who must be taken seriously. Now that Paul has this remarkable victory under his belt, he will undoubtedly face opponents that are even more difficult in the future. What are the chances that he will continue to defy the odds and demonstrate that he is a boxing powerhouse? Time is the only thing that can tell. Some people are expressing their disapproval of the judge's decision, while others are rejoicing over Paul's unexpected victory. There has been a lot of dissatisfaction and frustration shown by Mike Tyson's camp, with some of them claiming that Tyson was cheated out of a victory. "I don't know what fight the judges were watching," remarked Tyson's trainer, "but Mike clearly won that fight." Mike was the winner of the earlier fight. Jake Paul continues to emerge victorious in spite of the ongoing controversies. "I knew I had it in me," he remarked in an interview that took place after the bout. "I put in a lot of exercise and I had faith in myself. Simply put, I'm relieved that the judges saw things from my perspective." A heated discussion on the future of boxing has also been sparked as a result of the triumph. There are many who are praising Paul as a new and refreshing face in the sport, while there are others who are criticizing his lack of experience and asking whether or not he genuinely deserves to be in the ring with a legend such as Mike Tyson. Boxing analyst Max Kellerman stated, "Jake Paul may have won this fight, but let's be real, he's still a long way from being a legitimate boxer. Jake Paul may have won the bout." The response from Paul? "I'm just getting started. What does Jake Paul have yet to come?" Jake Paul has demonstrated that he is a formidable adversary in the sport of boxing by virtue of his victory over Mike Tyson. What does the social media phenomenon have in store for the future? There are other rumors circulating regarding the possibility of a rematch with Tyson, in addition to the possibility of matchups against other high-profile opponents. Paul has also indicated that he is interested in pursuing other opportunities, such as acting and going into the music industry. Without a doubt, Jake Paul is a formidable opponent, both inside and outside of the ring. This is a fact that cannot be denied. Be sure to keep an eye out for...
It's the boss, Rick Ross. Now listen, Jake Paul, this the problem you got on your hands. Mike Tyson slapped this at you last night, and I'm gonna let you know why. The bout that he having fighting that gout in his toe. It's the biggest fight of his career. That boy may lose his toe to that gout in his toe. You stepped on that toe, that's why he slapped the shit out you, then he pointed down. Damn! Now listen, get the money. Get that money. I'm tuning in to Netflix.
There were a number of states that would not allow the fight to take place, and the Texas Athletic Commission would only agree to the fight if there were alterations made to it for it to be allowed to take place. It was due to Tyson's age that this occurred. It limits the tournament to 8 rounds, with each round being limited to a maximum duration of 2 minutes, as opposed to the previous option of 3 rounds. In addition, it was required that both boxers wear gloves that were of a greater thickness. These gloves were designed to lessen the force of blows with which they were delivered. When Tyson experienced a flare-up of his persistent ulcer, the fight that was supposed to take place on July 20th was postponed. The fight was originally scheduled to take place on that day. On the other hand, among the fights that were scheduled to take place on the undercard, the Irish boxer Katie Taylor was able to successfully defend her world title in the super lightweight division against the Puerto Rican fighter Amanda Serrano. It was a very near call, however. With a score of 95-94 from all 3 judges, Taylor emerged victorious in the rematch, which was a fight that was extraordinarily impressive. It had been 2.5 years since the previous battle between the two competitors, which had taken place at Madison Square Garden and resulted in Taylor's victory by way of a split decision. The fight, on the other hand, was sanctioned as a professional fight with some minor alterations made in order to take into consideration the age gap of 31 years that existed between the two fighters. The phrase, "someone's getting put to sleep," was made by Paul prior to the event, and it was made in reference to the retired legend of the sport. When Paul competed professionally, this was not the first fight he had ever in his career. The YouTuber from the United States made his debut in the year 2020, and his most memorable battle was against Tommy Fury, who is the brother of Tyson Fury. This fight took place the year before. Over the course of the battle, he was defeated by a decision that was split evenly. Since that time, the fighter, who is commonly referred to as Problem Child, has achieved victory against a number of noteworthy adversaries, including as Nate Diaz, a former contender for the Ultimate Fighting Championship, Andre August, a professional boxer, Ryan Borland, a former champion of the Gold Gloves, and most recently, Mike Perry, a mixed martial arts fighter. On the other hand, Iron Mike Tyson was widely regarded as one of the most accomplished heavyweight fighters in the annals of the sport's history. After suffering a defeat at the hands of Kevin McBride in 2005, he decided to retire from the sport of professional boxing. These events led to his retirement. The number of opponents he knocked out during his career was 44. His return to the ring came in the year 2020, and he faced off against Roy Jones, another boxing icon. The bout was scheduled to